Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Ambassador Robin Raffel, Chairperson, Pakistan Engineering Council, Madam Rukhsana Zubairi, foreign delegates, federal ministers, Haji Adil, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, welcome to your presidency. Energy and me have been long friends. I remember when we were young and in the villages, we had age-old means and ways of keeping our houses cool and warm. I think most of us have forgotten what the old technologies were. But in our last stint in government, while I was holding the charge as chairman of the Environmental Council, where, by the way, a woman, my wife, nominated me to, and even today I hold this post in the name of Shahid Mohtarama Benazir Bhutto. So, admitting to the world and always being an advocate of the fact that women happen to be the strongest sex, and I have no two bones about it. My sisters, who have recently come into politics while I was in prison, do a much better job than us. Most people think that women in Pakistan do not work or are underutilized. Yes, I do admit they are underutilized, but definitely in the interior, women do more work than the men do. The urbanized ladies, if you see the young girls who are coming back after studying, in the old days, they would not work, but now I see a lot of girls working with their fathers, their parents, their own initiative in businesses, etc. And I would encourage that because, for your information, while I was standing for the presidency of Pakistan, my covering candidate happened to be my sister, and her papers were accepted. Meaning by that the definition of man has no gender. So women as such, and empowerment of more women as such, is empowerment of the humankind as far as I'm concerned in Pakistan. I do not differentiate between my daughter and my son. I do not differentiate between my sisters. And my mother never differentiated between me and my sisters. So I think it's a family tradition, and obviously my father-in-law, the great Shahid Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, could see the potentials of Shahid Mohtarama Benazir Bhutto while she was young and trained her so. Most of the girls of our families, even members of the parliament, you see working today, have not been trained like the men folks in their society or in their home were trained to work. But even then, so once they take on a responsibility, they definitely do justice to it, and very dedicated. So as far as women empowerment, whether it's the energy sector or whether it's the life in general, the government of the day and my colleagues in government, my partners like the ANP, the MQM, all of us, we stand for women empowerment. We stand for women empowerment in every subject. Henceforth, we brought before you all a transparent card which empowers women only, which only is, it's a poverty card. We are giving $1 billion from our budget every year to that card called the BISP card, and it is only entitlement of the woman. In fact, we have just come up with another brainer, hopefully, in PIA. PIA was making a colony, and they were giving out or going to make flats for their employees. The only caveat that I put in, that these flats shall be on the name of the women of the household. That means the wife will own the flat and not the man himself. These are little ways and demonstrations which we keep making as politicians to acknowledge the fact that women are our co-partners and have the same blessings of God and the universe and have the same right on earth as man has. Coming down to energy savers, yes, we are saving 1 megawatt in the presidency. I've already given the task of making the presidency into solar-powered energy. Hopefully, the alternative energy is going to give me a program by the end of the year. And next year, inshallah, we shall have the presidency on solar energy, just to prove and lead from a front. We were part and parcel of the last government of Mohtarama Shahid Benazir Bhutto, where we signed MOUs of 40,000 megawatts. And for those who know the concept of energy, would know that those projects, like HUBCO, etc., were built by her on a pyramid concept. Pyramid concept meant that the oil was then $18, and this oil which we used for power was absolutely a non-existent fuel, so was on a very low cost, and the cost was passed through. But the pyramid form meant that in 10 years we would have paid for all the energy sector, all the power plants that we had made over hoping to make. And today, when the price of fuel goes up, we would have had cheaper energy. She was a visionary leader. She thought about what was going to happen beyond tomorrow. So she gave us the initiative. She was my teacher and leader, and still remains a role model for everybody in Pakistan. So our government called upon, first of all, the first woman speaker in the Muslim world to take up the speakership in the name of Shahid Mohtarama Benazir Bhutto. Then we called upon our Prime Minister to become the Prime Minister of Pakistan in the name of Shahid Mohtarama Benazir Bhutto. And last but not the least, then the party called upon me to be the President of Pakistan in the name of Shahid Mohtarama Benazir Bhutto. So our philosophy evolves around the concept, the energy, the wisdom that a lady has left us. And we intend to do justice to her program. We have all programs. I welcome the thought of a national award, and I do announce that we will recommend to the government for this national award to be made. And the think tank on energy is always welcome, ma'am. We in the PPP already have a think tank, but we would like to see it evolve on the forum of National Assembly. So both your recommendations I will be recommending to the government of the day and the Prime Minister. But women's role in saving energy, accepting change, I think, is where we should emphasize and where we should put our energies to. If women can understand that they can use, we've just been in an environmental council, and they've promised me solar lanterns. So hopefully we will make it part of the BICP program, because BICP program evolves around the poorest of the poor. And there's a chart, there's a whole discipline which you have to fall under, which will qualify you as the deserving for this card. And we are hoping to make that part and parcel of that card to give to the women free of cost as soon as we have the technology with us. In other fields of life, wherever in Sindh, again, we have tried and got the parliament to accept that all the government lands which are allotted to any family shall be held by the women of the family, knowing that if the woman of the household is healthy, it directly means the children of the household are healthy. And child formation energies, his personality, we all know, and science tells us, is from the mother's womb to the age of 7. After that, the personality is already formed. So we've basically got to help the woman, the child, and the household when it needs it the most. Energy would be definitely another program on this card. We've made this highway hoping to put those poor people on this as energy beneficiary to the subsidy that we give. At the moment, the subsidy that we give across the board. But now with modern technology and modern concepts that this government is introducing, we're hoping to make sure that the subsidy also goes to only those who deserve, but not everybody, and therefore save on that. But awareness, awareness, and awareness, I could not emphasize more on that. The more aware the lady of the house is, the more the house runs efficiently. So I would put all my resources at your disposal, Madam, and anytime you need me for your cause, I am definitely a volunteer. Please recruit me in. And thank you again, ladies and gentlemen.